Hello and welcome to beautiful England with beautiful Lorraine.
Hello.
And me, Malcolm. Welcome to our brand new YouTube channel called Beautiful England. Today we're going to see a lovely church. It's hidden away in the Wiltshire countryside. This is one of the hidden churches here, what we've got here in Wiltshire. It's called St James's Church. It comes under the village of Bratton here in Wiltshire. It's only about 6-7 miles away from where we live. But it's about a good 10-15 minute walk from the actual village of Bratton itself. It's a 13th century church. It's a hidden church deep in the Wiltshire countryside. We'll tell you about the history of the church as we go along in the video and the area or what used to surround the church. Enjoy the video from beautiful England, St James's Church, Bratton from the 13th century. Enjoy! The noise of the water that you were hearing when we just said hello is this little stream, this little brook down here. We'll probably see a little bit more of it as we walk towards the church.
There's kingfishers along here as well, because I've seen them.
There's just some kingfishers as well. By the time we get to the church, you won't see much of the stream, as the church is on a slope and the brook will be at the bottom, and I'll explain a bit more in a minute. There's Lorraine waving. We're going to actually walk to the church now. As you can see, this road, well, it's a lane actually. It's called Church Road, but it is a lane. It goes to a dead end, and at the top end of where the dead end meets is the actual church. So I'm going to walk up there for you now. I'm just going to show you just around this way. That way goes towards the village of Bratton itself. And just over there is where we said hello. But to go in that direction there is towards Bratton itself. There are some houses here. We are on the very edge of Bratton. But the main village itself is a good 10-15 minute walk. Depending how fast you walk, of course. So it is a bit of a walk from the actual village itself. And it's still a bit of a walk to the church from this point. This is why it's a hidden church in the Wiltshire countryside. And there's lovely Lorraine again. Hello, Lorraine.
Hello. Part of the brook there.
And there's part of the brook there again, a little stream. Okay. There's part of the stream again down there. Somebody's pretty gardens there. There is some houses here. I'll explain a bit more about the houses that are here. But like I said, we are on the very edge of Bratton.
Oh, that's sweet, Malcolm.
Yeah, this is pretty down here, isn't it? The church goes up the lane here. I'm just going to show you this little stream.
Oh, no, that's cute, isn't it?
That's very pretty, isn't it? There's a little boat down there. Paddle boat. In the stream. A helicopter. and model of a man or a woman. Just there, look.
That's really cute, isn't it?
Isn't it? There's some pretty flowers. Now it says Church Lane. Pretty flowers.
Now, if you stand here, you can see
Yeah, the stream.
some lovely orange flowers.
Yeah, the stream goes up further, doesn't it, obviously.
And the other ones as well.
Yeah. Okay. Very pretty. And on we go towards the church. The hidden church of St James's, Bratton. Some lovely architecture there for you. Some sort of hydrangea.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. And with lovely Lorraine. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Okay.
Malcolm, I've never heard of that place up there.
What's that?
Longcombe Bottom.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, no way. And this is the entrance to St James's Church. It's still a bit of a walk. It's going to be a lovely little walk for you and for us. St James's Church. Okay.
Oh, Malcolm, you can see those yellow flowers from here.
Sorry?
See those yellow flowers from
Oh
here?
yeah, lovely, aren't they? Lorraine's my spotter. She'll spot things for me, and we'll try and show you. This is a lovely little walk. St James's Church is built on a slope. It's set on a slope of a coombe. Now, a coombe is a small valley.
Malcolm, there's some lovely pink flowers down there.
Yeah, Japanese anemones, aren't
Beautiful,
they?
aren't they?
Yeah. So as you can see now, we're going to go up, the actual church is on a slope, so we will be gradually going uphill, and then to our right will be the coombe, which is a little valley, and it's at this minute it's full of gardens. And as you can see some houses over there. There are some houses dotted around.
How about waking up to this?
But we're going to give you, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Waking up to that every morning, or waking up to this every morning. As I said, the church is built on a slope of a coombe, and it is quite away from the village of Bratton itself. It's a bit of a mystery, but it is in the parish of Bratton, St James's Church. It's a bit of a mystery why It's built so far away from the actual village itself. The church also served a small hamlet called Littlestoke, which has now completely disappeared. So the church did serve not only Bratton, served a little village here called Littlestoke, which has now completely disappeared. Don't forget, the church dates back to the 13th century, so Littlestoke would have been an extremely old village. As Littlestoke itself grew up between Bratton village and the nearby Iron Age hill fort of Bratton Camp. And the question is, why did the small hamlet of Littlestoke disappear? One theory is that most of the residents died of the plague. And when these new houses were built, they were further away from the original site of Littlestoke. So the few houses we've just seen down there are actually a little bit further away from the original village of Littlestoke. So obviously what the houses we just saw briefly have been built since the actual village of Littlestoke disappeared. Now, there was a plague in England, and that's the one theory is why the village of Littlestoke disappeared, because the residents of the village had the plague. One interesting historical footnote still survives from those years when the Great Plague ravaged England in the 1300s. So that's how long ago it was. So Littlestoke would have been here back in the 1300s. Because the church does date back to the 1200s, which is the 13th century. In 1340, Margaret Fitzwarren gave 5 shillings to the chaplain of Littlestoke to say an annual mass for my soul and the souls of Reginald, late my husband, of John D. Canterton, my father, all the 3 men. It would seem that Margaret had lost her husband and her father and the villagers of the estate to the devastation of the plague. So just down here is the valley, the coombe as they call it. A coombe is another word for small valley. And around these parts was a village back in the 1300s called Littlestoke. And the theory is that they all died by the plague that ravaged England in the 1300s. And there is evidence from the 1330s of notes by a lady who had lost her husband and father. It says about a mass, because before King Henry VIII was King of England, all churches in England were Catholic churches. But of course that all changed when King Henry VIII became King of England. I won't talk about that. You can look that up if you want. He wanted a divorce, and the Pope from Rome wouldn't grant King Henry VIII a divorce, so he broke away from the Catholic Church. And all hell broke loose in Britain, not just England, Scotland, Wales, in Ireland. You can look that up. I'm not going to talk about that in too much detail. There's too much to say on that, but you can look all that up. And then most churches in England then became Church of England Protestant, which is what they are. Most of them are today. But obviously there's still a lot of Catholic churches about, but most of them have been built in more recent history. This is St James's Church, dating back to the 13th century, the 1200s. Now a Church of England church. And there's mine and Lorraine's van. I drove up here and left Lorraine down the bottom so she could rest on the seat. And then we said hello to you at the bottom of the hill. We've just walked up the hill. Hopefully you enjoyed the little walk. As I said, St James's Church is deep in the Wiltshire countryside and it's just up here. And we're just coming to St James's Church now. The graveyard's all up there on the, as I said, it's built on a slope of a coombe. I'll take a walk along there in a minute, Lorraine, all right?
Yeah.
And there's the valley down there, the bottom of the coombe. There's St James's Church. A parking space there, reserved for the vicar. So the vicar's got his own parking space. Thank you, Lorraine. Right, let me just shut the gate. This is a 13th century church, St James's Church of Bratton. It's built in early English style. There's a very striking 15th century central tower with an unusual external stair turret, so we'll have to investigate that in a minute. The tower is interesting as it stands on the foundations of a Norman tower.
Oh, that's it there.
Which is older than any other part of this church. So there was a religious site here before this one was built. It was obviously a Norman tower. I got a little bit more information in here, but that's inside the church. So what did you say, Lorraine?
It's in front of us.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the tower, they say.
Yeah, that must be it then. Yeah, you're correct there, Lorraine. Might be in the glare of the sunshine here, actually. Enjoy the video. Let's see if we can get a view of it from here now. So that might be the external 15th century turret. So it was added on since the church was built, as the church does date back to the 13th century, the 1200s. as with all the churches, some of these graves, the very, 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 very old ones, you won't be able to read because the writing is just what's the word? Deteriorated. With age, disappeared with age, deteriorated with age. If you think back, that churches, a lot of these churches can date back to the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th centuries. You could just imagine how old some of the graves are. And there's Lorraine. And there's another view of the turret up there on the side of the tower. Okay.
Flowers.
You've got some lovely flowers here with the entrance. Pretty. What I'm going to do, Lorraine, I'm just going to stand up here and try and get some of the... Yeah, it's on the slope, so I've got to climb up a little bit. Get a view of the entrance to the church. A bit, there you are. That's a better view. And of course, with lovely Lorraine down the bottom. I'll ask Lorraine if she could try the door for me. Can you try the door, please? It should be open. Yeah, it's open. So we're going to go inside the church now. If I don't fall over, of course. Lorraine's looking a bit anxious there.
Be careful, there's a step.
Okay. Couple of steps.
Right, so you can step there.
Yeah, thank you, Lorraine. Lorraine, have a little rest. And just here is a little plaque. It says, "To the glory of God, in the memory of the men from this village who gave their lives in the war of 1914 to 1918. There will be a war memorial within the village somewhere, so you'll see the actual war memorial when we do the village of Bratton itself. But this is a little plaque inside the church to remember the men that gave their lives in the First World War. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 23 people. The bottom plaque is to remember the ones that died in the Second World War from 1939 to 1945. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this village. So getting on 30 people died from this village in the First and the Second World War. Hello. Okay. plaque there saying somebody was buried here in 1607, Stephen Bromwich. So there's one plaque there saying 1607. But of course there's people here buried well before that. It dates back to the 1200, 13th century church. That's where the organ is then, Lorraine. It's the organ there, look. Let's take a look at the organ. It's only a small church, it's only a small village.
Yeah.
It would have been for a small little hamlet called Littlestoke, which had been smaller than the actual village of Bratton itself. Now the font is intriguing because at first glance it appears to be fresh and clean, but appearances can be deceiving, as it actually is a Norman bow. So that dates back to the Norman times,
Yeah.
the bow inside. Set on a 15th century base. So the bow inside is a Norman bow, and that's from the 15th century,
Oh, right.
the base. So my notes, I'll say it, telling me, and welcome to St James Church. And quite rightly, Lorraine said that must be the entrance to the stair turret. What we saw outside, the stair turret outside. This is the little door that will take you up the steps. Well spotted, Lorraine. The stained glass window. I said I'm not a professional historian or tour guide. I've got my little notes. I've done my homework as before we set off. So any information I give you, I'm reading from my notes that I'd made myself. They're pretty, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, should we have a look around the outside then, Lorraine? Should we have a look around the outside of the church now? So the bow inside this font dates back to the Norman times, and the actual base dates back to the 15th century, the 1400s. Although it looks very clean, it's still very, very old. That's the inside of St James's Church, Bratton. Small church, small village. Although the churches date back to whatever century, they're not always built as you see it today straight away. Bits are added on over the years. Like I said, that stair turret was added on in the 15th century, 200 years after the church was built. So even the bits that are added on are still hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. Hello, Lorraine.
No.
Let's get a view from the church up here. Let's go up the slope a little bit more for you. There's another view of the church. St James's Church. We would have seen that doorway from the inside. There's a different doorway, but we did see that from the inside. With lovely Lorraine. Beautiful Lorraine. In beautiful England. I think that path is the path that I said I was going to walk along.
I think so, yeah.
Let's have another view from this side of the church. Bit of a funny day today. We've got some lovely sunshine, but it's also been cloudy. But we've been blessed with some sunshine this afternoon. It's been a very wet summer here in England. June was very hot and dry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But July and August, so far in August.
So was May, bits of May as well.
May was good. Yeah, May and June was very good, wasn't it? Very warm, very sunny. But July, a lot of August, we're well into August now. It's been very, very wet. Shall we take a walk along this path a minute? Another little walk for you.
What's going on there?
Part of the tree fell down. Bit of a tree in the coombe snapped off. A branch has snapped off. Another entrance, look. Another view of the church. I just gave Lorraine a cuddle because we've got to go down some steps. I'm holding Lorraine's hand as we go down these steps. You okay?
Yeah.
think that must be the other walkway to the village. Because there's another walkway to the village.
Yeah.
Let's have a little walk along here then. As you can see, it's
That lovely house up there.
yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Let's see if I can zoom in. On the other side of the Coombe, the valley, is a beautiful house.
They've got a spectacular view.
Yeah, that'd be a lovely house to live in, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The gardens slope that go down the slope as well, don't they? Down the slope of the hill, the valley. Beautiful.
We should have a bit of a look down this bit.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Lorraine, do you want to sit down there then? I'll just walk along here. There's a little bench there for you to have a rest. And I'll come back. I'll just walk along here and come back. I'll let Lorraine have a little bit of a rest. I said we're on the slope. And the church is just up there, look. And the Coombe is just down there. As I said, Coombe is another word for a small valley. As when we do the village, or if you've already seen the village video of Castle Coombe, Castle Coombe is also in a little valley, in a little coombe. And of course there was a castle there at one time, hence the name Castle Coombe. And there's our van again. And this is where we started when we first came to the church. So I'll go back into Lorraine. I'll walk this side of the church. And that's the external stair turret with a tiny door we saw inside the church. Another small doorway, which we also saw from the inside. Back when these churches were built, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th centuries, and also a lot of the old cottages, the doorways were shorter, not so tall in height. And the ceilings in the cottages were lower than you would normally expect in a normal house. As I said, probably for hundreds and hundreds of years ago, British people were actually shorter in height. The average British person was shorter in height. And that is a fact. British people got taller as the centuries rode on. Me and Lorraine missed that boat because we're both short. So we missed that boat somewhere along the line, but never mind. But British people were shorter hundreds and hundreds of years ago. That's why you'll see smaller doors on extremely old buildings. And if you go inside the buildings, a lot of the old cottages will have low ceilings. Your taller person would struggle to live in an old cottage.
So you come round in a circle.
And I've just done a circle. Hello, Lorraine. Yeah, a taller person couldn't live in an old cottage because he'd be bowing his head, bending in and out of the doorways and the ceilings. You'd have a bit of a neck ache if you were a tall person living in one of the old cottages. Should we go down and have a look, see what that is down there then, Lorraine?
Yeah.
I'll just hold Lorraine's hand again. She has hurt her foot a little bit actually. That's why she's been resting. And we are actually going down some steps because we're going down into the coombe, into the valley a little bit now. And we can see some water, so we're going to investigate. Sorry?
See the brick here.
You can see the brick here. That's the steps we just come down. I did stop the video halfway down because I was helping Lorraine down as Lorraine's hurt her foot. There is a bit of a pond or lake, but we can't see it at the bottom because there's too many trees. But there is the brook, the little stream that we saw at the beginning of the video. Obviously, it's at the bottom of the coombe, bottom of the valley.
Because
The
I think
little
this
stream.
runs through Westbury as well. It's bound to, isn't it?
Yeah, probably go through Westbury as well. You just see the water through the leaves. And these are the steps that take you up to that house, isn't it? I'll just nip up here on my own a minute. Is that all right?
Okay.
Just rest your foot a minute, Lorraine. So these steps must be extremely old as well, because this would take you into the village of Bratton as well. We came one way, but this is another way. It's all uphill. So these steps are possibly as old as the church, 13th century. We are actually now going up the other side of the coombe, the other side of the valley, from where the church is. And we're now at the gateway of that lovely house we saw. And it goes on and on and on. And I'm getting out of breath. And there's the gateway to that lovely house we just saw. From the other side of the valley, the other side of the coombe, and back down to Lorraine. I'm not going to go any further. I'll get back to my lovely Lorraine. And get a view of the church from here. You can just see the tower. I'll zoom in for you. And there's the church tower with that stair, the external stair turret. Beautiful. Let's get back to Lorraine. There's another gateway there to another property. Not sure where they would park their cars to. Certainly they can't park them at these houses, these cottages. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, Lorraine? Must be another public footpath that way as well then. Oh, there's several different footways. Very pretty.
Is that like a community orchard, do you reckon?
I'm not sure. This is a public footpath, so I should imagine that's public. Okay, Lorraine? Now we're going to walk up back up to the other side of the coombe where the church is now. I'm going to turn it off for a minute because I'm going to help Lorraine up the steps. Poor Lorraine's got a bad foot. See you in a minute. Now we're back to the church and Lorraine's having a little sit down. She's going to rest her foot a minute. And I'm going to investigate a different part of the graveyard for you. Beautiful Lorraine. Let's investigate up this path for you. Got some more tourists up here because visitors, as me and Lorraine are tourists or visitors ourselves, although we only live 6 or 7 miles away. It's the newer graves up here. With some lovely Wiltshire or English Wiltshire countryside. Bit windy today as well, so you might be able to hear a bit of a wind. So I can only apologise for that. Let's go back down to Lorraine now. I'm going to turn off because there's a family down there, so I'll turn the video off for a minute. One last look at the church this end, because we'll be ending the videos shortly. Okay. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I've tried to explain some of the history. There's an old water pump here as well. I did actually read up about the water pump, but I can't remember the age of it. I forgot to write that bit down, Lorraine, about the water pump. Look.
Oh, right, okay.
How old the pump is. Obviously that must be a well down there. look at that. I can't really see the turret from here very well. Just up there, look. And the graveyard goes further along there as well. And another view of St James's Church. The hidden church of St James's Church in Bratton here in Wiltshire. Hidden in the deep Wiltshire countryside, isn't it, Lorraine?
Yeah.
And Lorraine's having another rest, bless her. Poor Lorraine, got a bad foot. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. We're going to say goodbye now. St James's Church, Bratton. Okay, we're going to say goodbye now. But we're going to try and end our videos with a nice cup of tea. So if we're not in a village where there's tea rooms or a cafe, we're going to have our own cup of tea from our own little picnic, aren't we, Lorraine? And we're going to have a little cake. So we're going to end the videos with a cake and a cup of tea somewhere. Like I said, if we're not in a village or where we can get a cafe or tea rooms open, and we'll bring our own. We'll have our own cup of tea, as in a picnic, with a lovely cake. And today, we've got a donut each, a sugar donut each. So we're going to have a cake and a cup of tea, hopefully in every video. Well, fingers crossed. So enjoy our cake and our cup of tea with you, with us, I mean. And Lorraine's going to pour our teas out, look. We've got a nice teapot and some nice cups there. We haven't got a sugar bowl because we don't take sugar. But we've got plenty of sugar on the donuts, haven't we? So, so I'm going to sit down and we're going to have our donuts and a cup of tea. And we're going to say goodbye again in a minute. Enjoy our cup of tea and our donuts with us. Oh yeah, we're going to have our cup of tea now, like we said, and thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed our video of the hidden church in the Wiltshire countryside, of St James's Church. If we've made a few mistakes in this video, we'll try and do the next videos better. We're not professionals at these videos, we're just amateurs, so hopefully if there's things to improve on with our videos, we will try and improve on them in time. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you like our videos, please like our videos, and if you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. And if you don't mind, we would also like to ask you to subscribe to our channel. then we can gauge how many people likes our videos. So the more subscribers we get, the more encouragement it is going to do our videos, and we want to do lots and lots of videos. Certainly in where we live here in Wiltshire and surrounding county, we're not far from the Cotswolds, and other counties like Somerset, Dorset, Gloucestershire, Hampshire is not far away. We can do more videos for you. So please subscribe to our video channel, our brand new YouTube channel called Beautiful England. You got that wrong then. In the meantime, we're going to have our cup of tea. Cheers, Lorraine.
Cheers, Malcolm.
And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, and we're going to try and end the videos with a nice cup of tea and a piece of cake. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you from beautiful England.